Imagine it's the late 1700s. You're a guest at a royal court, and they've brought out a marvel to entertain you. It's a large wooden cabinet, and seated behind it is a life-sized figure carved to look like a man in Turkish robes, one hand resting on a chessboard. The operator opens the cabinet doors and shows you the inside. A dense tangle of gears, cogs, and brass machinery. Nothing but clockwork. Then he closes it up, winds it like a clock, and invites you to play. And the figure moves on its own. It lifts the pieces with a wooden arm, plays a ruthless game of chess, and beats you. It beats almost everyone. Nobles, diplomats, some of the sharpest minds in Europe. By some accounts, it even defeated Napoleon Bonaparte, and when he tried to cheat, it swept the pieces off the board. To the people watching, there was only one possible explanation. A machine had been built that could think, and they were more than 100 years too early for that to be true. The device was unveiled in 1770 by a Hungarian inventor named Wolfgang von Kempelen. He built it, the story goes, to impress an empress, and it worked far better than he could have imagined. Because the Turk didn't just win games, it captured something deeper, the dream and the dread of a thinking machine. This was the Age of Enlightenment, an era intoxicated with clockwork automatons, mechanical ducks, mechanical musicians, marvels of gears that mimicked life. People were primed to believe that with enough precision, machinery could do anything a human could. So the Turk toured the courts and capitals of Europe and later America for decades. It outlived its inventor. It was bought, rebuilt, and exhibited by others long after von Kempelen was gone. Crowds paid to face it. Brilliant writers wrote essays trying to crack it. And for the better part of 80 years, the secret mostly held. The greatest illusion of the age wasn't that the machine was clever. It was that everyone agreed to believe a machine could be clever at all. So how did it work? The answer is beautifully, almost insultingly simple. There was a person inside. A human chess master, a very skilled one, was hidden within the cabinet. The dense machinery you were shown was partly real and partly a stage set, arranged so that a person could slide along on a sliding seat, staying behind whichever doors were open. When the operator opened one side to prove, it was empty. The player had already shifted to the other. Inside, the hidden master followed the game through an ingenious system. The chess pieces had magnets. Beneath the board, metal discs on strings showed the operator's accomplice which pieces moved. The player read the board from below, chose the move, and worked a mechanism that moved the Turk's wooden arm above. Candle smoke from inside was even vented through the figure's turban, so it wouldn't give the secret away. It was never a thinking machine. It was a brilliant piece of theater wrapped around a very real, very human brain. Hidden so well that the smartest people in the world stared straight at the box and saw a miracle. And the operators were ruthless about protecting the secret. The hidden players were rotated, kept out of sight, sworn to silence. The demonstration of the empty cabinet was choreographed down to the second. Even the candle inside, needed by the player to see the board in the dark cabinet, was accounted for. Its smoke vented away so no telltale wisp would rise from a supposedly mechanical man. Every detail that might betray a living person had been anticipated and engineered around. The Turk's story did not end with its inventor. When von Kempelen died, the machine was bought by a showman named Johann Maelzel, and under him the legend went global. Maelzel toured it relentlessly across Europe and then took it across the ocean to America, charging audiences to witness the thinking machine and to test themselves against it. And the list of people who reportedly sat down to play it reads like a roll call of history. Benjamin Franklin is said to have faced it, and in one of the most famous encounters, Napoleon Bonaparte himself supposedly played the Turk, and, the story goes, deliberately made illegal moves to test it. The machine, the tale says, put the pieces back the first time, warned him a second time, and on the third swept its arm across the board and knocked the pieces to the floor. True or embellished, the story shows how completely people had accepted that the box had a will of its own. But not everyone was fooled. When the Turk reached America, a young writer named Edgar Allan Poe saw it perform and wrote a now-famous essay tearing at the illusion. He reasoned his way toward the truth, that no true machine could exist that played a game of pure reason imperfectly, sometimes winning and sometimes losing the way a human mind does. A real automaton, he argued, would be infallible. The Turk's very fallibility gave it away. He was essentially right, decades before the secret was fully exposed. In the end, the Turk met an almost poetic fate. It came to rest in a museum in Philadelphia and, in 1854, was destroyed in a fire burning away before its full mechanism could ever be publicly dissected. The greatest illusion of its age went up in smoke, taking much of its mystery with it. And this is the part worth slowing down for. The Turk didn't fool people because the engineering was flawless. It fooled them because of how badly they wanted to believe. They lived in an age of mechanical wonders, so a thinking machine felt like the natural next step. The presentation was masterful. The doors, the gears, the winding key, all designed to answer your suspicion before you could voice it. And there's a simpler force at work too. When something performs intelligence convincingly enough, our instinct is to grant it intelligence. We see a clever result and we assume a clever mind behind it. That instinct is ancient, and it has never gone away. We are pattern-seeking creatures who desperately want the machine to be magic, which is exactly the weakness a good illusion is built to exploit, then and now. Because here's the uncomfortable part. That same trick, a human hidden inside while you're told it's a machine, did not die in the 1800s. It is everywhere in 2026. Think about how often you've been told something is powered by artificial intelligence. Behind a surprising amount of it, there are people. Quietly, around the world, armies of low-paid workers label the data, review the flagged content, correct the mistakes, and sometimes simply do the task by hand while you're told an algorithm did it. There have been real cases of startups marketed as cutting-edge AI that were, underneath, mostly humans typing answers behind a curtain, a smart assistant that was really a room of people, and automated service quietly completed by hand. Researchers even have a name for this hidden labor. They call it ghost work, and it props up far more of the so-called automated world than the companies selling it would ever like you to know. Think about the pattern. A photo app that magically understands your pictures was trained by tens of thousands of people who labeled images one by one. A chatbot that sounds eerily human was shaped by armies of reviewers rating its answers. Even the most genuinely advanced systems we have today were built on a vast, mostly invisible foundation of human work, the modern equivalent of the chess master folded into the cabinet. The machine takes the bow. The people stay behind the curtain. The motive is the same as Von Kempelen's. A thinking machine attracts investment, wonder, and money. A room full of people doing this manually does not. So the people get hidden and the machine takes the credit. This is the real lesson of the Mechanical Turk, and it's why its story still matters 250 years later. The danger was never the wooden figure in the robes. The danger is our endless willingness to believe the box is magic, and to stop asking who exactly is hidden inside it. So the next time something tells you it's powered by AI, ask the old question: who's in the cabinet? Tell me in the comments where you think you've seen the Turk's trick hiding today. And if this rewired how you see the machines around you, the file on the very first email, and how it quietly became the tool that tracks us all, is waiting on screen.